Top 3 beans to eliminate frequent urination at night. Nocturia. Have you ever had one of those nights when sleep seems impossible because every hour your bladder calls you like clockwork? You finally drift off, and just when your body begins to rest, you're awake again, shuffling your feet down that dark hallway to the bathroom. It's not just a nuisance, it's exhausting. It leaves you foggy, frustrated, and sometimes even afraid that something deeper might be wrong. I remember a patient, Mrs. Ellis, a gentle 76-year-old woman who once told me, "I used to sleep like a log. Now I sleep like a squirrel up and down all night." Her words stuck with me, because for so many of us in our later years, this isn't just about sleep, it's about dignity, peace, and quality of life. What if I told you that 3 simple, everyday foods? Yes, beans can gently support your body, help balance blood sugar, and ease the strain on your bladder. If you're tired of waking up tired and you long for uninterrupted rest, stay with me. Let's explore this together. Part 1. Why do we wake up so often at night? You're not alone. Millions of older adults quietly struggle with the same nightly routine: fall asleep. Wake up, go to the bathroom, try to fall asleep again. Some of my patients joke, "My bladder's got a better alarm clock than my phone." But behind the humor is a real concern: broken sleep, fatigue, and the slow erosion of peace. So, why does this happen in medicine? We call it nocturia, a condition where the body wakes you up 1 or more times during the night to urinate. And while aging plays a role, it's not the full story. One of the biggest culprits: unstable blood sugar levels, especially in people living with diabetes or prediabetes. When blood sugar is too high, the kidneys try to flush out the excess glucose through urine, and that process doesn't wait until morning. Your body keeps working, even while you sleep. There's more. As we age, the muscles around our bladder weaken, making it harder to hold urine overnight. Kidney function becomes less efficient, and fluid regulation gets off balance, especially if we take certain medications or eat salty meals before bed. The result: that familiar urge in the dark. Now, I don't believe in blaming age. I believe in understanding our bodies and supporting them with care. Waking up frequently may feel small, but it can chip away at our strength. Sleep is not just rest, it's restoration. And when sleep is broken, so is the body's ability to repair itself, regulate hormones, and keep the heart and brain sharp. The good news: there are ways to gently help. Starting not with a pill, but with a plate. The food we choose, especially in the hours before bedtime, can make a powerful difference in how our body handles sugar, fluids, and rest. Let me show you how 3 humble beans can work quietly inside your body to restore that peaceful, uninterrupted night you've been missing. Part 2. Kidney beans. The fiber guardian. Red, humble, often overlooked in the grocery aisle, but inside each kidney bean is a quiet kind of strength, one that can help steady blood sugar, support your kidneys, and calm your nighttime bladder. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I met Mr. Lawrence, a 71-year-old former school teacher. He came into my clinic one day looking weary. "Doc," he said, "I wake up 4, sometimes 5 times a night. I've tried cutting liquids, using the bathroom before bed. Nothing works." His blood sugar was running high, his energy was running low, and his sleep almost non-existent. Instead of reaching for stronger medication right away, we started with food. I asked him, "Do you like beans?" He chuckled. "I'm Southern. Of course I like beans." We began introducing kidney beans twice a week, then 3, not just as a side dish, but as part of hearty salads and simple soups. Within a month, he told me, "I'm only waking up once a night now, and I feel rested for the first time in years." Now, let's talk about why that happened. Kidney beans are rich in soluble fiber, a special kind that slows down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. For someone living with diabetes or prediabetes, this is critical. Slower sugar release ensures more stable blood sugar. And when blood sugar is balanced, the kidneys don't have to work overtime flushing out excess glucose, especially at night. But fiber isn't the only gift these beans bring. They also contain magnesium, a mineral that helps relax the smooth muscles around the bladder, reducing spasms and urgency. Think of it as gently loosening a tight fist. Your bladder can hold more and send fewer urgent signals. And then there's potassium. Another key player. Potassium helps regulate fluid balance and electrolyte levels in the body. When this system is stable, your body is less likely to retain excess fluid during the day and release it at night. The result? Fewer nocturnal bathroom trips. Now, you might have heard that beans are natural diuretics. That's true, but not in the harsh, dehydrating way some medications work. Kidney beans help the body release what it doesn't need, but in a gentle, balanced fashion, they support your kidneys rather than strain them. If you're thinking of trying them, I have a few suggestions. Whenever possible, choose dried kidney beans. They retain more nutrients and are free of added sodium. If you do use canned beans for convenience, always go for low-sodium options and rinse them thoroughly to remove excess salt. And as for how to enjoy them, try a simple salad with kidney beans, cucumbers, tomatoes, and a splash of lemon juice. Or simmer them in a warm vegetable soup with garlic, onions, and paprika. Healing doesn't have to be bland, it can be delicious. 2. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's intention. And sometimes, a small bowl of beans is the quiet medicine your body's been waiting for. Part 3. Black beans. The kidney protector. Dark, tiny, and often found in soups or burritos, black beans may not look like much at first glance, but they hold a quiet power, especially for people whose kidneys are under daily pressure from high blood sugar. One afternoon, I sat across from Maria, a 68-year-old grandmother originally from El Paso. She had spent years cooking with black beans, a staple in her culture. But as her diabetes progressed, her sleep suffered. She told me, "I'm always tired. Doc, it's like my bladder forgot how to rest." As we reviewed her diet, I smiled. Let's not take anything away. Let's look closer at what's already working for you. You see, black beans are more than a comfort food. They're rich in antioxidants, particularly flavonoids and polyphenols, which help protect your kidneys from damage. When blood sugar is high, the kidneys work harder. Over time, this can lead to wear and tear, inflammation, and impaired function. But antioxidants act like tiny shields fighting off the oxidative stress that quietly erodes these delicate organs. These beans also offer a generous dose of soluble fiber, much like kidney beans. That fiber slows sugar absorption, preventing sudden spikes and crashes in blood glucose. As a result, there's less glucose for the kidneys to filter, especially overnight, meaning fewer bathroom interruptions. There's another layer too. Black beans can reduce fluid retention, thanks in part to their potassium and magnesium content. Excess fluid buildup is a major contributor to nighttime urination. When your body holds on to too much water during the day, it releases it at night. But when fluid balance is maintained, your nights are quieter, your sleep more continuous. I often tell patients beans don't work like a hammer, they work like a whisper. They support the body gently, over time allowing healing to happen naturally. Maria embraced her roots. She began cooking black bean chili, filled with garlic, onions, and a pinch of cumin. She added tacos with seasoned beans, avocado, and fresh salsa back into her meals. Within weeks, she noticed the difference not just in sleep, but in her energy and mood. If you're looking to try black beans, go for organic dried beans if you can. They store well, are free from additives, and preserve their full nutritional power. Rinse, soak, and cook them slowly. Let them become part of your rhythm. Because food is not just fuel, it's medicine. And sometimes, the simplest meals carry the deepest healing. Part 4. Pinto beans. The fluid balancer. They're speckled, soft, and often forgotten. But don't let their modest appearance fool you. Pinto beans are a quiet champion when it comes to helping your body manage fluids, especially if nighttime trips to the bathroom are stealing your rest. I remember Mr. Harold, a retired railroad worker who came to see me because, as he put it, my bladder's got more energy than I do. He wasn't kidding. He was waking up 5 times a night every night, and his blood pressure and blood sugar were running high. As we talked about his meals, he mentioned his late wife used to make pinto bean stew every Sunday. I smiled. Maybe it's time to bring that recipe back. Pinto beans are especially rich in potassium, a mineral your body uses to maintain the right balance of fluids and electrolytes. When potassium is low or when sodium is high, your body starts holding on to water. That extra fluid doesn't just make your ankles swell, it often shows up in your bladder at 2 a.m. But when you eat foods like pinto beans regularly, that potassium helps your kidneys release fluid in a more balanced, daytime pattern, reducing the urge to urinate overnight. They're also packed with soluble fiber, which, as you've seen, plays a key role in keeping blood sugar stable. For those with diabetes, that means less sugar in the blood and less for the kidneys to strain over at night. What makes pinto beans unique is their folate content, an essential B vitamin that supports healthy red blood cell production and kidney function. Folate isn't just about energy. It also helps the kidneys filter blood more efficiently, reducing strain and supporting long-term organ health. Mr. Harold took that advice to heart. He started cooking again his late wife's recipe with his own twist. Pinto beans with carrots, celery, a dash of olive oil, and a hint of thyme. Simple, warm, and healing. After 6 weeks, his sleep improved. "Doc," he said, "I feel like I gained back 2 hours a night and my mornings aren't as foggy anymore. If you want to bring pinto beans into your own kitchen, look for dried beans. They're inexpensive, shelf-stable, and free from excess sodium. Store them in a cool, dry place. If you prefer canned beans, choose low-sodium versions and rinse them well. And remember, you don't need perfection, you just need consistency. A few small choices like a bowl of pinto beans can quietly shift your nights toward rest and your days toward strength." Part 5. How to begin gentle steps toward better nights. Now that you know the power these humble beans hold, the question becomes, how do you begin? The truth is, healing doesn't come in a rush. It arrives in small, steady steps, and it starts in your kitchen. Here are some gentle, practical ways to welcome kidney, black, and pinto beans into your routine without overwhelming your day. 1. Choose dried beans when possible. They hold more nutrients and fewer additives than their canned counterparts. You can soak them overnight, rinse them well, and cook them in big batches to use throughout the week. It's a rhythm many of my patients find comforting. It slows the day and fills the home with warmth. 2. If you prefer canned beans, go low sodium. Always rinse them thoroughly. This simple act removes a large portion of the salt that can contribute to fluid retention, something we're trying to avoid, especially in the evenings. 3. Start small. There's no need to overhaul your diet overnight. Begin by adding beans to a lunchtime salad, a warm soup for dinner, or a side dish with rice. 2 or 3 meals a week is enough to make a meaningful difference over time. 4. Watch your evening habits. Many people don't realize how much late-day choices affect nighttime urination. Try reducing salty snacks, heavy dinners, and caffeine or tea after 6 p.m. Drink your water earlier in the day and taper off as bedtime approaches. 5. Keep a sleep and bathroom journal. Write down when you wake, how many times you urinate, and what you ate that day. Over time, patterns will emerge and you'll begin to see which foods help you sleep and which ones disrupt it. And most importantly, be patient with yourself. Progress often comes slowly, but steadily. What matters most isn't doing it all, it's doing it with care. Each small decision, each bowl of soup or spoonful of beans is a message to your body: I'm listening to you. I'm helping you heal. Let your food be an ally. Let it support the rhythms your body already longs to return to. Because when the body is supported gently, the nights grow quieter and rest, real rest, can begin again. Part 6. More than just food. Reclaiming your evenings. By now, you've heard how these 3 types of beans can help balance blood sugar, calm the bladder, and support the kidneys. But let me tell you something I've learned not as a doctor, but as a man who has sat beside hundreds of patients, many of them tired, discouraged, and quietly wondering, is it too late for me to feel better? I want to say this clearly: it's not too late. You see, food is more than chemistry. It's memory, emotion, intention. That pot of black bean chili. It might remind you of Sunday dinners, that pinto bean stew. Maybe it brings back a moment in your mother's kitchen. And with each bite, you're not just feeding your body, you're reconnecting to something that's always been there, your own inner ability to heal. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is not what we swallow, but how we choose to live. When you choose to nourish yourself with care, when you pause long enough to cook something simple and healing, you are telling your body, I haven't given up on you. That message matters. One of my patients, a 74-year-old widow named Ruth, once told me, "Doc, the beans didn't just help me sleep, they helped me feel like myself again, like I had control back, and isn't that what we're really after? Not perfection, but a sense of quiet power, of taking back the night, one small step at a time. So as you stir that pot or season your beans, know this: you're doing something far bigger than making a meal. You're reclaiming your evenings. You're choosing rest and rhythm and resilience." So many of us grow older thinking that waking up multiple times a night is just part of aging. We learn to live with the tired mornings, the restless tossing, the endless walks to the bathroom in the dark. But I want you to know it doesn't have to be this way. Your body is wiser than you think. It speaks to you in symptoms like Nocturia, not to punish, but to remind you, I need support. I need balance. I need rest. And the support it asks for, it doesn't always come in a prescription bottle. Sometimes it comes from a warm bowl of beans, thoughtfully prepared, from steady blood sugar, from balanced fluids, from old recipes made new again. Kidney beans, black beans, pinto beans. Simple foods, yet quietly powerful. They nourish more than your stomach. They nourish your nervous system, your kidneys, your sleep, and your sense of peace. So if tonight you find yourself reaching for the light switch once more, remember this healing takes time, but it begins the moment you say yes to caring for yourself. Let that next step be gentle. Let it be healing, and let it be shared. If this video spoke to you, I invite you to share it with someone you care about. And in the comments, tell me what foods have helped you sleep better. What small steps are you taking toward deeper rest? I'd love to listen. Because your journey matters, and you don't have to walk it alone.